Back on the horse, boys. Here we go. Here we go, folks. Back on the horse. Right, my name's Ron. This is my YouTube channel. This is called Ron's 12 Inches, and I suppose if you're wondering what it's all about your music. Yes, get in there. It's all about your music. Right. What are we talking about music? We're talking about vinyl, we're talking about CDs, iPods, downloads, streaming, anything. I'll talk about anything, you know what I mean? I'll rattle on about as much as you want to listen to. Right, 12 inch, there's your 12 inch, and I spit a loofah, I've been playing that a bit earlier. That's a little boot sale. Got a little box over there. I collected a load of boot sale stuff last year, and I've been gradually going through. It's taking me a bit of time, and usually what I do is I put a little sticker on it. When I play it, I put a little sticker on it how it's played, whether it's excellent, whether if it's not played very well, there's a few pops and crackles. I'll usually take this out of sleeve. I always talk about your sleeves. I usually take this out of sleeve, chuck it, put it in another box over there, and save it for a cleaner. It needs a proper cleaner with a vacuum, so try and get the dirt out of it. It may play a bit better. If it don't play after that, then it gets binned, you know what I mean? I don't play on a good system like this. It's a waste of time. Right, so what we're going to talk about today, right, I'm going to talk about a group that was formed in 1977. They sold 100 million copies, 100 million albums over the course of their time. They was together from 77 to 88, and then 91 to 95. Then they disbanded and they never got back together. And that band is oh, and by the way, that's your 12 inch loofah, and there's your 7 inch. Now, if you've not even heard of that, that's called it's called Bright Lights by the Natives. It's quite I think it was released in about 2005, 7, something like that. That is a brilliant song. Seriously, go and listen to it. It's a little indie band, that is. I was into back in the day. They didn't have a lot. I think they only had 1 or 2 singles out. I don't even know whether they released an album. Right. So the band I'm going to be talking about is Dire Straits. Right. Formed in 1977. Mark and David Knopfler, both from Newcastle. John Illsley on the rhythm guitar, along with Pick Withers on the drums and percussion. Now Pick Withers is just a little. He plucks. Yeah, I say plucks. Pick. You know what I mean? He's not your 200 mile an hour rolling around the kits with your fills and all that. He does a few, but he's just, you know what I mean, a nice sophisticated drummer that plays really well with Knopflers, you know what I mean. They were just, Mark Knopfler, if you've never heard of Mark Knopfler or seen Mark Knopfler play the guitar, you're in for a treat. I'm telling you, that man is a magician. Seriously, he plays superb. He's got some riffs on a guitar you'd be proud to have. Right, so they've got plenty of, they had 6 albums out, and they've got plenty of awards to the name. 4 Grammys, I think, 3 Brits, I think, and things like that. Right, I've got the originals down there. They're a couple of repress. That's the repress of Making Movies, and that's the repress of Every Street, on Every Street. That was the album they come back with when they reformed. But like I say, I've got the originals down here, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to pick my top 10 off of these albums. This is my top 10. It ain't the singles, it's the top 10 songs off of these albums, right? So without further ado, I'm going to pick my number 10, and my number 10 is off the second album, which is the Communique album, which I love. Now that cost me £2.99 back in the day. It's got your outer sleeve, like I say, keep your covers all nice and clean with your outer sleeves. Yeah, it's the first song off of side 2, Lady Writer. The first 2 albums were a bit country, you know what I mean, folky. I think the later albums, like 3 and 4, start becoming a little bit more upbeat and a bit more rocky. But 1 and 2, so right, that's number 10. Right, number 9 is off the 4th album, and it's the title of the album itself, and it's called Love Over Gold. So that's my number 9. Nice song, good album. Now I do like that. I've got a lot of time with that album, so that's another good quality album. That was their fourth album, believe it or not. Yeah, that was a really good album. Lady Writer got number 8, Lady Rock. No, it didn't get number 8. Yeah, forget that. Right, so number 8 is off of the 3rd album. Right, it's off of the Making Movies album. Now, I love this album. This, to me, is my favourite album. I do love this album. And the track I've picked off of here for number 8 is Espresso Love. I think that is just a quality bit of music. You know what, I'd have given that a 10 apart from the last track on it, Les Boys, I don't like that song. I don't know what they've done now. It shouldn't be on that album. I think they should have Twisted by the Pool should have been on there. I think they had that ready to go, and I don't think they put it on there. And I think they've made a rip with that song. I don't know, some way they like it, and it's not for me. It don't sit well with me for me on that album. It makes it. It would have been a 10, like I say, but it drops down. Probably gets a bit of no end because he's a thingy bob. Right, number 8. It ain't on any of the albums. It's Going Home from the thing from the Local Hero. And if you've not heard that piece of music, go and get yourself. Go and listen to it on Spotify or YouTube or something like that. It's just absolutely fantastic. The guitaring in that song is just immense, and like the drumming, it's not Pick Withers on it. It's another geezer on it, I think. And like I'm not joking. The actual like the cymbals and like the crash and the splash cymbals and all things like that. Why it's been played in that song is just absolutely fantastic. Seriously, a right good song. Right, number 6. We're getting there, folks. We're coming down sharply. Number 6 is off that album, the Love Over Gold album. It's the longest track I think they ever released, and it's Private Investigations. So little butchers, what we got inside this. Oh, look at that. Look, the old gums come off the side. I ain't played these for so long. Look, it hasn't even got an anti-static sleeve, boys and girls. But it's in good condition. It's in mustard condition. All my stuff is. Yeah, so that's how long I haven't played that for. But I'm giving that number 6, Private Investigations. I just think that's another epic song. You know what I mean? Not on the guitar there, clucking away, brilliant. Right, number 5. Now we're getting into my top 5. Right, now we're going back to making movies, and this is the first song off that album. This was released in 1979, I think, or maybe 1980. 1980, I think, 1980. So this is number 5, and this is called Tunnel of Love. That was the first track off that side. I just think it's an absolutely solid piece of music. It's brilliant. I just love that album. I think it's brilliant. If I listen to an album, I usually like to listen to it right the way through. But that Les Boys at the end, I do like feeling like, oh, you know what I mean? I got lift that. I don't. I listen to it, but I just Les Boys, you care. I don't know. It's just not for me, that song. Right, getting down to nitty gritty now. We're coming down to number 4, and this is off. Again, the Making Movies album, because I say this, I just love this album, and this is Hand in Hand. Very, very underrated song. You know what I mean? I just think it's an hidden gem. I think that is. Go and listen to the lyrics on that piece of music. It's just, to me, it's brilliant. I love it. So that's my number 4. Right, so we're into the top 3 now. Right, and the top 3. Is coming off the last album, which was the reissue, which was when they reformed, and they had something Calling Elvis, I think, was one of their singles. So, oh yeah, look, Calling Elvis, Heavy Jewel, and number 3 is the actual title track of the album, and it's the single as well. It's on Every Street, and that was just a liberty. I think they just got outside the top 40. How that didn't break into the top 40. Going to listen to that piece of music. The build up on it is just immense, you know what I mean? It's just most of when you hear Dire Straits songs, they start off very slowly and they build up, you know what I mean? They don't start crashing in bang 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 with the drums and heavy guitar in. They've got a slow build, most of their stuff, which I love, you know what I mean? And they know how to build a song up. Dire Straits, definitely. They're one of the best groups for building a song up. They know how to build the song up and make it work. Where a lot of albums, they get to you think it's going to come in and it just falls flat on its face, you know what I mean? You think to yourself, what's all that? It's all the slow build. You're waiting for it to come in and it just, like a puff of smoke, poof, out, poof, end off. Right, number 2 comes off the debut album, Dire Straits, by Dire Straits, and it's called Souls of Swing. It had to be Souls of Swing, didn't it? You know what I mean? Released in 1978, went number 8 in the charts. What's a piece of music? Seriously, that's just a great song. I just love that song. That ain't a bad album as it goes. For a debut album, that's a pretty good album. I quite like that. I can listen to that plenty of times. Right, my number one single is off of that album. £2.99 back in the day, and it's off that album, and it's called Where Do You Think You're Going? And oh my lordy, I've just listened to that. Right, go and listen to it. When the start of it comes on, you're going to listen to the guy on the cymbals, like doing a roll on the cymbals, and it just gets louder and louder. And Knopfler comes in with his guitar and singing. It's a slow build, but go and listen to the last 1 minute 20 seconds of that. When it gets to about 2 minutes 35, you think, oh well, it ain't really going anywhere. Oh my lordy! Then all of a sudden the lid comes off. You know what I mean? And then when we're talking firework night. It is just an absolute epic piece of music. Seriously, it's the best build-up bit of music you'll ever hear from a band of that era. I'm seriously telling you, what a piece of music, what a tune. You won't be disappointed. Right, that's my top 10 of Dire Straits. So let's quickly recap. Lady Writer, Love Over Gold, number 9, Espresso Love, number 8, Going Home, Theme from Local Realm, number 7, Private Investigations, off of Love Over Gold, Thingy Bob, number 6, Thunder Love, off of Making Movies, Hand in Hand, off of Making Movies, On Every Street, off of On Every Street, Songs of Swing, off the debut album, and number 1, Where Do You Think You're Going, is off the Communicate album. Right, now if I was looking at the albums, I would, in order of 1 to 6, but before we go, because I just realised people are going to have a moan up. There's your number 5 album, that's called Money for Nothing. That sold 30 million copies over here. That's the biggest selling album they sold. That's number 8 selling album in the UK. Apparently, I don't know why. Sold 1 million. It was the first album that sold 1 million copies on CD, and I don't like it. That's why I didn't take any songs out of it. I could have taken Romeo and Juliet off of what do you call it, the Making Movies album, and I could have taken another. Don't get me wrong, I probably could have taken Brothers in Arms or Money for Nothing, but Money for Nothing just played so many times. It was just one of the most iconic songs when, what do you call it, MTV come round, and that's not a good album for me. I don't like that album. So that's just my personal opinion, don't get me wrong. Don't start jumping on me and saying, what's he talking about? This geezer's talking rubbish, I'm clicking him up. That's my opinion, you know what I mean? And everyone's got an opinion. Everyone might say that's the best album they ever released. Right, if I was saying albums they released, I'd say Making Movies is number 1. I'd say Communique number 2, Love Over Gold number 3, 4 and 5, it's a flick up On Every Street in the debut, and number 6 is, what do you call it, Brothers in Arms. Right, let's put that down there. Right, well that's me done on reviewing Dire Straits, and that's my top 10. I picked a few songs that were not singles and a few that were singles. Obviously, Private Investigation was their biggest selling single, went number 2. Money for Nothing went number 4, I didn't even put it on my thing, and a couple of number 8s, Songs of Swing and another one, I can't remember who it was. Anyway, they had a few other, so they weren't really a singles band, you know what I mean? They was more of an albums band. It was a pity they broke up. They keep asking Mark to go back, but he's happy doing his solo stuff. I don't think it's okay, but I think he's gone a bit, exactly what happened with the Police and Sting. He went solo, and I think his stuff is just no good no more, I don't think. I don't know, perhaps they should get together. Well, that's been me. I'd like to say thank you for subscribing, you know what I mean, watching the videos. It does help, you know what I mean, it makes me come back. I'll probably put out another one. I'm trying to put out 3 or 4 a week. It's not great out there at the moment, chaps, or, you know what I mean, girls and boys, with everything, all this COVID going around. But if you want to listen to a nice, I'll tell you what, if you want to listen to a good piece of music, and have a nice glass of beer and relax after the week. Don't forget, this is 3 o'clock in the morning nearly. I'll be posting this up on like Friday afternoon. Go and get yourself a download of that, or listen to it, or somehow, you know what I mean, just listen to it somehow. Nice glass of beer and a glass of wine. Chill out, you know what I mean. It's a lovely, tranquil piece of music. There's no heavy stuff on there. That communicates a beautiful piece of music. And then the other one, Making Movies, you won't be disappointed with that. That's just another fantastic album. You can go back to back, listen to the pair of them. That'll pass another hour and a half. One, get yourself half a dozen cans of beer down your Gregory. Right, so my name's been Ron, this has been Ron's 12 inches. Like I say, I talk about all different aspects of music, and today was the Dire Straits, tomorrow it may be Bill Withers or, I don't know, Billy Ocean or whatever, you know what I mean? Anything and everything, I've got thousands of bits to talk about. Thanks for watching, stay safe, look after yourselves, be lucky until next time, till I catch you on the other side. It's been a pleasure as always. You take it easy and I'll see you later. All the best.